Good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning? Good, bad, happy it's Friday, don't know that it's Friday, don't care that it's Friday. It's almost 9:30. Aha, finally, somebody here. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Elaine. How are you both? Happy Friday. Thought maybe I was going to be doing this by myself because it's 9:31. I don't see Jim or Pat, but I see 3 people are watching, but I only see 2 people on the screen. So I'm not sure why that is, but okay, so hope you guys have balls. If you don't, you can use a chair or some pillows for some of the moves, but some of the things are definitely better off with the ball. I know some people have ordered a ball and they're coming tomorrow or in a couple of days, so maybe it'll just be me and you two. You, Elaine and Jane for now. So we'll get started, right? Because it's supposed to be 9:30, I think. So maybe we'll just start doing boot camp. Those seem to be the most popular ones. But I like the ball, so I'm glad you guys are here. And let's just get started. So just find a comfortable position on your ball and we'll get started. So palms up. Ah, there's Pat and Jim. Thank you. So just start breathing, sitting up nice and tall. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, kind of shake your shoulders out a little bit. Just kind of find a comfortable, relaxed position where you can just breathe. Just trying to fill up your whole body with your inhale. Your whole body, your whole breath leaves you with your exhale. So you can also do most of these moves just without a ball or a chair. If you want to just sit on the floor, that's fine as well. Just start to deepen your breath as you take a couple of breaths, as you warm up those muscles to breathe. And please don't ask me or don't quiz me on all the muscles it takes to breathe, but I think there are 5 of them. So just give your body enough time to get those warmed up. Feeling your belly expand, your rib cage expand, your chest expand. And then see if you can just pull those feet in a little bit narrower. Turn your palms down on your thighs, nice and light on your thighs, and just tip your head over to one side, up through center and over to the opposite side. And then just side to side. So already feeling your core working as you start to move part of your body, as you try to stay stable on that ball. And I say this a lot. I hope you don't get bored with the same little warm-up moves, but just very cautious about warming up your neck and your spine before we start doing anything else. And these are just the best moves that I know of to do that. Plus they feel really good. When your head gets over to the right, let's leave it over there. Let's take your right hand and place it on your head, and your left hand and arm behind your back. So you're welcome to do whatever neck and spine warm-ups you'd like. You don't have to follow what I tell you to do. Big deep breaths. And just put your hands down at your side, roll your chin down to your chest and over to the opposite side. And then just roll your chin, chest over to the opposite side. So that little half circle, pulling your shoulders back and down, keeping your chest nice and open. And when your head gets over to the left, you're going to leave it over there. Ear moving towards your shoulder without your shoulder moving up. Left hand on your head. Right arm bent behind you. Big deep breaths, nice tall spine, try not to lean. With your upper body, it's just your head tipping over to the left. One more breath. Bring your hands back to your sides, head back to center, just look up. And then chin back to your chest. Look up again. Exhale, chin to your chest. One more time. And then just back to neutral. And then scoot your feet in a little bit more. And then your right arm goes up. And you're going to lean over to the left. Come back to center and do that again. Same arm. And come on back. And same arm. And back. One more time. And then let's go to the other arm. So left arm up. And just lean over. Let's do that 3 more times. So inhale as you bring the arm up, exhale as you bring it down. Glad we have some more people joining us. When you get back to center, see if you can scoot your feet even more together. Maybe they're already close together. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale as you twist to one side. Inhale, back up. And exhale as you twist. And let's just keep that going. So I don't know if you did boot camp with me yesterday. I don't know how your biceps feel today, but I used a little heavier weight yesterday and my biceps are killing me today, which I think is a good thing. Means they actually worked yesterday. Try to bring your inner thighs together. One more time on each side, so make sure that you finish on your right side if you started on your left, and left side if you finished on your right. Both arms at your side. And then bring your hands at heart center. Shut your eyes. And just breathe. Bringing those inner thighs together, bringing your feet together, sitting up nice and tall. So with those eyes shut and your feet and your thighs together, it should feel like a balance challenge on the ball. It should just feel nice and steady and secure if you're just sitting on the floor or on your chair. Take one more breath. And then press those palms together, raise your arms straight up. And then with your palms still together, bring your elbows out to the side, back down to heart center. 2 more times like that. Inhale up. And exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. All right, you're going to take your feet wide. And then you're going to sit up nice and tall. And you're just going to fold forward. So your knees are definitely bent right now. Feet flat on the floor, toes pointing almost forward. And just extend out through the crown of your head and look straight down. Big deep breaths. Push back into your hips, so kind of tilting your pelvis forward. And then come right back up to a seated position. All right, then pull your belly button in. And then drop your shoulders down. Push your belly button forward in seated cow. And come back into seated cat. So you're rounding your spine. And then you're inverting that spine a little bit, bringing the shoulder blades together, pushing the belly button forward, then pulling the belly button in. So flexing and extending your spine. And if you want to bring those hands together, and if you're sitting on that ball, the ball can start moving forward and back as you just move your pelvis forward and back, a little rocking to deepen your flexion and your extension. All right. One more time. When your arms get out in front, just interlace all your fingers. Really, really reach out, looking down. Inhale all the way up with your arms. Exhale as you just fold all the way forward at your hip. So we went down halfway before, now you're just going to try to reach for the floor. If you can't reach for the floor, perfectly fine. You can have your hands on your legs. If you had a block or a couple of books or something and you want to put that underneath your hands, whatever works for you. Remember, I always have a couple extra blocks at home. If anybody needs one, I'm happy to loan them out. And just try to tip as far forward as you can without going fast. So find a spot, take a couple breaths. Knees are bent, spine is long, tipping at your hip, not at your waist. So lengthen the spine and then fold. All right, from here, you're going to walk your hands over to your right leg. So it's a little head to knee pose. So you can straighten your legs a little bit if you want by pushing back into that ball, or just extending those legs a little straighter if you're sitting on a chair. And you're just trying to get your forehead down as close as you can to your leg. Feeling a nice stretch of that side body on the left. You can come up on that heel, getting your calf stretched, your hamstring on that right leg. And breathe. Feeling some blood rush down to your head, that's perfectly normal. A little bit of energy coming to your body, to your brain. Lengthen as you inhale and fold as you exhale. Release your foot. If it was flexed, walk your hands slowly back to center. Knees are bent. Walk your hands over to the left. Straighten that left leg as you pull those toes up. Extend your upper body over that left leg and fold forward. Again, just doing your best. Try to feel that stretch in the right mid back area and your left back side of your leg. Try to relax your head. Be looking at your left knee, breathing. Got 3 more breaths. Inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold. 1 more breath. Slowly release that. So place your foot back down on the mat. Walk your hands back to center. And then slowly bring your elbows back up to your thighs, looking down still. So we're going to let that blood just start to come back down to your heart from your brain and your head, nice and slow. And then you're going to slowly walk up to a seated. All right, a couple big shoulder rolls. And then a reversal for that. If you're sitting on a chair, you're just going to grab behind you and look up, a little back bend. If you're on the ball, what you're going to do is walk your body forward. Your knees can stay bent. Your arms are going to go out to the side, and you're just going to rest that ball just a little bit higher than your waist so that your most of your spine is just resting on that ball, and your arms are out, so you're opening up your chest and you're just breathing. So you have a supported back bend. If for some reason this hurts your neck, then just bring your body forward a little bit so that your head is not so far down on the ball. Or put your hands behind your head and keep your head up a little bit. Put a pillow behind your head or put your block underneath your head. I know a lot of you don't have yoga blocks. But again, if anybody needs one, please just contact me. I'm happy to loan them out. Just breathe. All right, from here, you're gonna sit back up on your ball, on your chair. You can stay there if you want for the rest of class. It feels pretty good. All right, you're gonna put your right foot down right on the floor. Your left leg is gonna cross over in a big wide cross. So balance challenge on the ball, not so much on the chair, but it's gonna feel good either way once you get here. So find your focal point, something in front of you that's not moving. It is not me, so do not look at the TV or camera or computer, whatever you're using. Sit up nice and tall, hold on if you need to, and then just feel that nice stretch of your hip on that left side. You're gonna feel that balance for sure on the ball. So holding on makes it a little easier. Hands at your heart makes it a little harder. Hands up overhead, even harder. And folding forward makes it even harder, but a deeper stretch. So if you want to hold on and fold forward, for me, I'd rather have the stretch than the balance today. So you're still getting a balance. I'm still wobbling, holding on. But do not slump. Breathe. One more breath. Slowly come back up and switch sides. So as always, you're going to notice a big difference between one side and the other. Maybe not a big difference, especially because most of us have been doing this for a while now. So things should start to be evening out. But if you do feel a difference, start making any adjustments, any differences you want. If you start to notice, or you do notice a big difference, then later on today I want you to take the poses that feel harder and just practice on that side for 5 or 6 breaths later in the day, just to try to even yourself out. It's going to help prevent injuries when both sides of your body are more equal. Make sure you're breathing. You have 3 more breaths wherever you are. Slowly come back to both feet on the ground. Slow, slow, slow. All right, then feet are wide, and let's just twist at your waist a couple of times. Just rotating. All right, then when you get over to the left, let's just hang out there. Let's bring your feet back a little bit closer. Nice and tall. Twisting back to the back of them, whatever it is you're seated on. So maybe get your inner thighs together, your feet together, maybe keep them a little bit further apart. Notice the difference if your feet are wider, if they're together. And then let's go to the other side. So either just looking to the right or turning and looking all the way back behind you. One more breath. All right. You're going to come back to center. You're going to stand up. So if you're using the ball, you're going to hold it in your hand. If you're not using the ball, you're just on a chair, that's fine. You're just going to hold nothing. We're just going to go into chair pose. So your hands are in front of you or at your side. You're holding the ball or not. You're going to sink down with your feet about hip distance apart, or they can be closer, you decide, or wider, you decide. So you're going to sink down like you're sitting back in that chair. And if you have the ball, it's going to go up over your head. Your other option with that ball is to bend your elbows and bring that ball back behind your head. So that's going to work your triceps. Your other option is just to rest that ball on your thighs and bring your arms out to the side or to the front here. Just lightly resting. Don't just slump. Don't be like this, because this is kind of easy. So you have to be nice and firm, nice and light with the arms. So you decide what you want. Again, you got lots of options. In fact, this can be an option as well. One more breath. And then everybody is just going to fold forward. So on the chair with your hands, on the ball with your hands, just reach out, push your hips up and back, breathing. All right, one more breath. And we're going to come into a laying down position. All right, so if you're going to use the ball, it's going to be in between your legs, your lower legs. If you don't have a ball, you're not going to use anything. So just lay down on your belly, and the ball is going to be, I'm just going to turn this page so I make sure that I get this right. All right, so what we're going to try to do is locust pose. So the ball is going to be in between your legs. So you see the ball right in between my legs. So on the ground, in between your legs or your feet or your ankles, and you lay down on the ground. Let's bring your hands into a goal post position. So your elbows are bent at 90 degrees. And if this hurts your low back, you're not going to use the ball at all. So your knees are slightly bent because your feet are at the side of your ball. You see my knees are bending and the ball is coming up. The ball is down at the ground for now. You're going to inhale and lift your upper body up. And then if you can, you're going to lift your quadricep muscles and the ball up off the mat. So if you're not using the ball at all, your legs are straight and just on the ground. You don't have to lift your lower body, but everybody's upper body is up in locust. And you're just breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. 2 more breaths. And slowly lower back down. Turn your head to one side. Let your legs just fall down on the ground, keeping that ball there, but don't hold it. Just relax. And again, if you're not using the ball, You're just going to leave your legs straight away from you. And the next time you're just going to lift your upper body up. Maybe lift your lower body up by just squeezing all those muscles. Let's come back to center with your head. Grab that ball with your feet. Inhale and lift your upper body up. Then lift your lower body up, bending the knees. And breathing, 5 breaths. Should feel that in your low back. It should feel like work. It should not feel like pain. One more breath. Slowly lower down. Turn your head to the other side. Release the ball if you're using it. Just breathe. All right, push yourself up. All right, so if you were using a chair, this is where all those pillows will come in handy. So if you have a stack of pillows or an ottoman, I want them to be on the left side of your body. If you don't have either, then you're going to have to make this a side plank, which is going to be a little bit more difficult, maybe. Maybe not, because you could be on your elbow and your knee could be down. But if you have a stack of pillows, you're just going to put them at your side. The ball is going to be at your left side. You're going to lean over. And if you had a block or a pillow and you wanted to put that underneath your head right here, that's fine. If you wanted to put something down on the floor here underneath your left hand, that's fine. And all we're going to do is just lean on the ball with your right arm up overhead. So you're going to feel this really nice stretch here on the right side of your body. And then we're going to work these shoulders by just taking that arm back, reaching for your toes, and then reaching around to the front and all the way around. So making a big circle with the shoulders. Your left knee is on the ground, but there's no weight on your knee. The weight is on that ball or on those pillows. You could just be laying on the ground, actually. You just want that nice side stretch, that nice shoulder stretch. Let's go the opposite direction. And again, no pain. Just feeling that nice shoulder rotation. And then once you get with your arm reaching in that side angle position, you can bring it straight up to the ceiling or keep it over your ear. That's fine, whichever one feels good. You can leave your knee down on the ground. You can raise your right leg up, making this more of a balance. You can make this more into side plank by straightening that leg. And then you can make it even harder by lifting the right leg. So wherever you want to be, 3 more breaths. Slowly come out of that. We're going to go into child's pose. So if you're using the ball, you're just going to push that ball out in front of you. Your head goes lower than those arms, stretching those shoulders again. Or your option is to just lay over that ball. This is kind of nice. You can kind of Actually roll yourself forward and just do this little draped rest over the ball. But sometimes that hurts people's chest or stomach, so you just choose something that feels good where you're just resting. And then we'll move to the opposite side. So you're gonna bring that ball as tight as you can, or the pillows, or just lay down on your right side. This is not gonna work for me. Then you're gonna take your left arm, reach it up over your head, stretching. On your right knee, left leg extends. Then reach that left arm up overhead and circle it back behind you. Fingers towards your toes, fingers towards the front, and then just make that circle again. Try not to move your body, it's just your arm, so your torso isn't rocking side to side. Core nice and tight. Let's go the opposite direction, so about 2 circles each. Really, really reach. All right, once you get done with those 2, your arm can reach overhead again, over those ears, the left ear, or straight up. And then remember all the options you have. Left leg can lift. Right leg can extend. And left leg can lift. 3 more breaths. Find your child's pose or some sort of resting pose on that ball or on the floor. You decide what feels good for you. Okay, so we're gonna stand back up and do a couple of standing poses. With or without the ball, you decide. First one, another balance. We're gonna try tree pose. So that ball is gonna be up over your head if you wanna use it. If you don't wanna use the ball, you're gonna put it to the side. You're gonna stand on your right foot and then find your tree pose. So your left foot can be on the floor if you want, lower leg, inner thigh, or heel to that hip joint. Your foot is never on your right knee joint. If you want to drop that ball back behind you again, like we did in chair pose, feel free to do that. One more breath. Let's put the ball down, switch to the other side. Bring the ball back up. And again, make any adjustments you want. Your foot should never be on that knee joint because you want to press your foot into that standing leg to create some energy there to help you balance. You have 3 breaths wherever you want to be. puppy dog pose. So just push that ball away, or just step your feet wide and twist side to side. We are going to try lunge pose with the ball. So I want you to take your right foot and put it in front. Your left foot, take it back. So you're going to push your hips down and forward. You can lock this ball right in front so that you have something to push against. So really try to push that left hip into the ball. If you're going to use the chair, you can hold on to it. You can sit on the chair, your right hip on the chair. You could grab the ball and bring it up overhead. Or you can just have your hands at your side, out here, just here. I'm just going to have my hands right here for today. This is going to stretch my biceps, open up the chest. Breathe. Let's straighten both legs. Push that back heel down. If you're using the ball, I want you to push it out in front of you and find pyramid pose. So both legs straight, both heels down. Push the ball in front of you. If you're just using the chair, just hold the chair seat in your hand and just come down halfway. So it is a balance for sure. Big deep breaths. Push your right hip back, left hip forward. Feel that really nice calf stretch in that back leg, hamstrings on the front leg. One more breath. Bend both knees, pull that back leg up. Step your right leg back. Find your lunge. Put that ball wherever you'd like it to be. At your front thigh, at your left hip, away from you completely. Hip on that right presses forward and down. Arms out, heart, leg behind, up overhead. You decide. Gaze wherever you'd like. Eyes open or shut. Having that ball there can help you start to shut your eyes. In a standing pose, you have something a little bit to lean on. So you can start to shut your eyes and feel how the pose feels without being distracted by what you see. One more breath. Straighten that front leg, push your back heel back. If you're using that ball, you're going to push it out in front. You're just coming down halfway with your upper body. So your torso is parallel to the floor. Pushing your left hip back, right hip forward, pyramid pose. All 10 toes pointing forward. If you need to bring that back foot forward a little, feel free, but you should be getting a really nice calf stretch. Like really pressing back into that back heel. One more breath. Back leg comes forward, and then push that ball out in front. Little puppy dog pose. And then let's come to a laying down position. So on the floor, ball or no ball, we'll just do some nice stretches. I'm going to use the ball, but you don't have to have one. So if you're going to use the ball, your legs are going to go up on the ball. And if you have a strap or towel, you're going to get that. A tie works well, a belt works well. Let's put your right foot in the middle of the ball or just on the floor. And you're going to take your left leg and cross it over. So just like we did seated, but now we are completely balanced. So line up your shoulders with your knee, or your knees with your shoulders, and feel that nice hip glute stretch on the left. Big, deep breaths. Then let's put that left leg straight up in the air. You can extend that right leg on the ground, on the ball a little bit. You can put your strap or towel around your left foot. So hamstring, calf, which we got in that pyramid pose, and those forward folds. But this is nice and supported. Your back is not in any distress. Your spine nice and supported by the floor. A little deeper. And then just let that leg drop out to the left. Right arm out to the side. So you can kind of move your, if you're using the ball, kind of move that ball over to the right a little bit. Extend out through that heel on the left. Make sure that you're breathing. Make sure you're still keeping that focus on your breath. Come on back to center. Just put your strap just right next to you. Put your left foot in the middle of the ball or on the floor with your left knee bent. Cross your right leg over. Get your knees lined up with your shoulders. Lower leg is parallel to the ground as possible. And breathe. Big deep breaths, even deeper maybe than you have before this morning. And then let's bring that right leg straight up with your strap or towel around your foot. Pushing the heel up, the hip down, extending that left leg out. A little deeper. And let's let that leg drift open to the right. Just relax your upper body into the mat. 2 more breaths. Let's let go of that strap. Bring your leg back to center. End with a little twist. So you don't have to use the ball. You're going to cross your right leg over your left if you're not going to use the ball. If you're going to use the ball, you're going to place it on your left thigh, and you're going to put your right leg on the top. So your left leg is bent, your right leg is on the top. If you're not using the ball, you're just going to wrap your right leg around your left. You're going to secure it there the best you can, your arms out to the side, and you're going to drop over everybody, lower body to the left. Looking up or looking to the right, feeling that nice twist at your waist. Making any adjustments you need to. If you don't feel like this is enough, just make an adjustment. Then come on back to center. You're going to switch legs, so you might be able to just roll that ball with your legs and twist to the other side. So now left leg is on top. Big deep breaths. I know you can't see me now. I've totally blocked myself with the ball. It's fine. You don't need to see me. It's totally unfair that you guys can see me and I can't see you. Even though I do see some of you riding my bike in the morning, which is nice. One more breath. Let's come on back to center. We're going to find final relaxation. So you decide if you want to just lay on the floor, if you want to put your legs up the wall, you want to just rest your legs on the ball. If you're going to rest your legs on the ball, I would suggest bringing the ball really close to you so that you don't have to expend a lot of energy to hold on to the ball. So if you get it snug in there, it's just going to stick there so that your feet can just hang on the sides Your feet out to the edges. Everybody walk your shoulders down away from your ears. Your towel or eye pillow over your eyes. And you're just going to be as quiet and as still as you can for just about 3 or 4 minutes. Just watching your breath. Just inhaling and exhaling. All right, let's start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Just slowly, gently waking yourself back up. You can start to wiggle your fingers, take your feet off the wall or the ball. Give yourself a big full body stretch. And then just slowly roll to one side or the other for a breath or two. And then slowly, with the least amount of energy possible, bring yourself to a seated position, either on the ball or on the floor. And we'll all take a couple of breaths together. So inhale up with your arms. And a big ah as you exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Ah. 1 more time. Inhale. Ah. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Have a fabulous rest of your Friday. I will see you tomorrow at 10:15 for just some regular yoga. I'm going to try out a couple of new things. So join me tomorrow, 10:15. I will see you then. If you can't make it at 10:15, it'll be up on YouTube later and always on Facebook if you just go back on my page and look. So thanks for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. Have a great, fabulous day. Bye.